Ray J's addiction to trans women and homosexual men is being exposed by Nookie and Princess Love. Ray was known to be many things, but no one was aware that he supposedly had a kink for having sex with the rainbow community, especially given he had previously been married and had children. Even more shocking is the fact that Princess and Suki are working together to disclose all of this, given that they were only fighting a few days prior. Social media and dragging each other for filth over Ray J. Suki never really wanted Ray J. She was just using him to advance in the industry. However, Princess believed Suki was attempting to take her man seriously, so she began to fall out. All of this began some time ago when Suki shared a crude screenshot of a text message that Princess sent her from Ray J's phone, essentially telling her to back off Ray J because she was the main chick. "Hey Suki, it's the princess. There are many girls in this room, and Ray mentioned that he detests it when you call him without hair. Please tell him to quit attempting to suck my pee." When Suki shared this, Princess was looking like a true clown on FaceTime because she had taken the man's phone and used it to send strange messages to the female he was seeing. "You can't make this up." She started to fix the damage right away, but it wasn't sticking. "I don't want Ray to look through my phone, and I was being selfish by doing the same." She also shared screenshots of Ray telling Suki that he could still smell her box juice on him, saying, "I still have your PE juice on me. I kept it on, and I haven't taken a shower yet." Suki wasn't amenable to this and chose to be petty by sharing the embarrassing video of Ray J pushing Princess into a pool during one of the Love and Hip Hop episodes. Princess responded as well, sharing a dubious picture of Suki with a bald head and broken teeth with the caption, "Okay, I'm done. I think all the girls in this phone are quiet as a mouse. Don't worry, I won't expose you." Fast forward to a few days ago, when the drama reached a whole new level, but this time it wasn't between Suki and Princess. Rather, it was between Suki's man and Ray J. Suki. It all began when Snoop began sharing his own movies and images online, wearing his chain and essentially making fun of Ray J because he grabbed his chain, and Ray J was powerless to stop it. Based on the video, it appears that he and Suki got into a fight behind closed doors. So he decided to make it public by pushing out over his chain. He posted this video with the caption, "Now you want to say Suki's name? I got your chain, come get it." He also made another post with the chain and wrote, "Yeah, I'm rocking this tonight now." The real person taking Ray J from Princess was a trans woman whom Ray pursued for months. This time, the tea was spilled by Suki after Ray got into a fight with her man Snoop because she no longer wanted him. The worst part was when Snoop shared a screenshot of his text messages with Ray J, in which Ray J was boasting. Everyone assumed that the beef was just about Princess thought Suki was taking her man. On the quality of the flavors, Ray J retorted, "Snoop, don't care, send him here. The poo can't save you. How does my DD taste, Snoop?"
Today, because people trying to mess with me, they trying to ruin my happiness, but they can't. I got a new Twitch, right? Twitch is, I think it's Ray J Twitch. Come to my Twitch. We got a lot to talk about today, and we got a lot to show. I'm tired of females and dudes trying to press me and thinking that it's gonna turn out sweet. This might be one of the most all-time rants I've ever done, and I'm doing it on Twitch. And my first topic is Suki. My first topic is Suki and her boyfriend. Yeah. A lot of weird shit happening this morning, y'all. Tap in. I don't know how to work Twitch yet, but I'm about to try. And then once you go to the page, and you see Ray J Twitch, you'll see the tagline.
Suki never became emotionally attached to Ray, who is a certified 304 who knows how to control her emotions regardless of what happens in the bedroom. So she had no trouble putting Ray J on blast. She even uploaded a video of herself working out with her cheeks out. It seems like whatever was going on between Suki and Ray was never meant to be serious. But Ray J ended up developing feelings and is now attempting to end things. In addition to posting this embarrassing picture of Ray J smelling the air with all of his soul and captioning it, "I love a good old fart. On his face this time he smells my pee," she also said, "He's paying $4K for this song and asked me to make them extra stink." You can guess who might be the one purchasing these extra stank panties and attempting to alienate my man. However, it turns out that Ray J's fetish wasn't limited to his fixation on Suki's cheeks. He reportedly has a kink as well for trans ladies, and he has even been playing with them while they are on the DL. Rumor has it that he made the show for that reason. Girls Club, there have been rumors that Ray J has a number of trans women living in his home behaving wildly, and that he has been becoming more intimate with some of them. It seems that he has their phone numbers because they are involved in his program, and he needs to stay in touch with them.
Stream my music, is everywhere. I love the ladies, I'm for the ladies. Long as we can be cool, cause I'm a feisty from outside. Like, not the play outside, the real outside. So I can know how to do all the things. I'm adapt to the females, the trans, this.
Regarding Danielle, the trans woman he brought to the Candace show, it is said that Ray J flew her all the way from the UK because he thought she was gorgeous and wanted her on his program as soon as possible.
You believe that I am a woman?
I believe, like she said, she's a woman.
Okay.
And she made it very clear that they understand the difference, but if
What
someone like...
is the difference? That's what I'd like an answer, Ray J.
What is the difference? Well, I would say what's the difference is what you have. Like what's on you, you know what I mean? And there is really no difference but what your preference is outside of work. Outside of us coming together and doing what we need to do to finish the goal at hand.
No, but what is the difference between me and Danielle?
She's a true woman and you're a biological woman. Is that what? Because I'm educating.
Many people are now questioning whether the revelation that Princess discovered Ray J was also seeing males and trans women, along with the texts, is the true reason she left him permanently. At least that's what people are saying about Suki's man, Snoop, posting about Ray J allegedly telling him that his DD didn't like straight men playing like that. All of this was genuinely insane, but it certainly got people wondering if the princess's departure from him was due to her growing suspicion that he might have a thing for gay men and trans women. Nowadays, people are free to enjoy anything they choose, yet certain women, possibly princesses among them, cannot stand it when their men are sulky. Ray J is gay and hides behind women, according to one individual, but he prefers gay and trans males. We're ready for Gay Ray to crash and burn like Diddy, as someone else stated. It's a long time, but I'd want to hear what you think. Please share your opinions in the space provided below, and don't forget to click here to view this other extremely interesting video. Do you genuinely believe that Ray J is gay and into trans women, or do you believe that Sukihana is merely stating this to make him look bad? Sloppy video. The quiet buzz of the TV filled the background as Princess Love sat on the couch, distractedly browsing through her phone. She was getting ready for a peaceful evening with Ray J following a demanding work week when the calm was broken when her eyes landed on a headline that seemed to leap out at her. Her heart fell as she read the words, unable to comprehend them at first. The princess blinked twice, thinking her eyes were deceiving her. But the headline remained bold and unwavering, and her fingers trembled as she clicked on the link. What she saw made her blood run cold. It was a video of Amara sitting. In an interview, she exudes confidence while sporting a small smile. Just to let you know, Ray J and I are really close. Amara spoke confidently, her eyes gleaming. He's a great guy, and yes, he's promised me that he plans to marry me. I'm just waiting for the right time. Keep checking the princess's stomach. Ray J would never make such commitments to another woman, so she was shocked when she heard her ears promise to marry her. Her phone buzzed with notifications as the video went viral, and social media was ablaze. Amara was backed by other supporters who said she deserved love, while some supported Princess Furious. She was incensed that someone would make such an outdated claim, but it didn't matter to her. The only thing that kept coming to mind was why Ray J was keeping quiet about this princess's accelerated breathing. She couldn't just sit there and had to face him. Ray J was working in the music industry, barely noticing the passing of time as he typed emails, made calls, and kept his mind on the task at hand. He was hunched over his laptop, his fingers flying across the keyboard. Suddenly, the door to his study opened, and Ray J's eyes widened as he saw the tension in the room growing as the princess stood with her arms crossed, waiting for an explanation. She didn't say anything at first, instead throwing her phone onto the desk in front of him, the screen flashing Amara's face. Ray J explained this princess demanded in a low voice that was full of simmering rage. "I don't think you said anything like that to Amara Lenra. So why is she saying you're going to marry her?" Uncertain of how to begin, Ray J's stomach fell, and he swallowed hard. The last thing he wanted was to harm Princess, but this. He glanced at the phone and then back at her, his voice trembling as he tried to say, "No, don't princess me." But she snapped, interrupting him. "Why is she out here saying this? She's not just any woman, she's making claims about my marriage. Are you really going to sit there and let her get away with this?" "Pearl, listen to me," Ray J said, his tone softening as he got up from his desk and moved closer to the woman. Ray J felt his pulse racing because he had been so focused on his business and keeping things afloat that he hadn't seen the storm developing just beneath the surface of his personal life. "I've always been friends with Amara, so I'm not sure why she's saying these things. But I promise you that there isn't anything going on between us." Princess shook her head and narrowed her eyes, recognizing the sincerity in his eyes, but something unnerved her. "You're telling me that she's just making this up, that she's out here claiming you're going to marry her for no reason at all?" she said, her voice cracking slightly as she turned away from him and blinked back the tears. Amar has been known to make such gestures to get attention, and Ray J kept reaching for her hand. "I am aware that she is driven. You are the one I'm with, princess. You are my future princess. She says a lot of things to maintain her fame. You think I'm stupid, don't you, princess?" she whispered, her voice breaking. "You think I'm going to sit here and just believe you when you're telling me this is nothing, princess, please." She couldn't process the betrayal of Amar's words, and she felt the sting of his words. She also pulled her hand away from him, her eyes welling with tears that she wouldn't let fall. "Her reasons for expressing these things are unknown to me, yet I." His voice was firm, but there was a desperation that hadn't been there before. He needed her to believe him, but the princess wasn't ready to forgive him yet. She needed answers and wasn't going to let this go. "If you really want me to believe you, then you need to handle this right now, shut it down, because if you don't, I will, and believe me, I will," she said icily, her voice steady. "You need to handle this right now," she said, turning to leave Ray J standing there. Uncertain of how to repair what was gradually collapsing, the princess sat outside by the pool with her legs dangling in the cool water. The night air was heavy with the weight of the moment as she gazed up at the stars, her mind racing with hurt, betrayal, and confusion, all of which blended together like a storm that would not go away. Ray J had followed her outside and sat next to her, but he had remained silent since the altercation. He just sat there, trying to think of anything to say, and after what seemed like hours, Ray J eventually said, "Princess, I need you to understand something. You're everything," she said, her voice faltering. "I feel like everything we've built is being torn apart because of someone else's words. I can't just act like this didn't happen. I feel like I've messed up by not dealing with this sooner. I should have dealt with it before it even got this far, but I promise you that I've never lied to you about my feelings for you." Princess didn't look at him. Instead, she just stared at the ripples in the pool, her mind still trying to process what had happened. Ray J softly lifted her chin and reached across to get her to look at him. He had sincere sadness and regret in his eyes. "I'm aware that I made a mistake, but if you allow me the chance, I'll correct it. She nodded slowly, okay, whispering, "But this better be the last time I ever hear of Amara talking like that again. Amara, I'll make it clear to everyone that you're the one I want, and I'm not going anywhere." Princess looked into his eyes, looking for any sign of doubt, but all she saw was sincerity for the first time in what seemed like forever. Ray J grinned, feeling a wave of comfort. "This is your future, Princess, and I won't allow anyone to take it away from us." Princess exhaled a long, tremulous breath, and that night, for the first time, she experienced a glimmer of optimism, but she was aware that the path ahead would be difficult and lengthy. This was about trust, and trust was something that had to be regained. Her eyes caught a headline that seemed to jump out at her after a long week of work, shattering the calm of the moment. Her heart fell as she read the words, unable to process them at first. The princess blinked twice, thinking her eyes were playing tricks on her, but the headline remained bold and unyielding, and her fingers trembled as she clicked on the link. What she saw made her blood turned chilly. In an interview, Amara La Negra was seen sitting with assurance and sporting a small smile. "Just to let you know, Ray J and I are really close." Amara spoke confidently, her eyes gleaming. "He's a great guy, and yes, he's promised me that he plans to marry me. I'm just waiting for the right time." Keep checking the princess's stomach. She felt twisted because she couldn't believe that Ray J had vowed to marry her, which was impossible. He couldn't have made such a commitment to another woman. As the video gained popularity, her phone began to vibrate with notifications. There was a fire on social media. Amara's supporters said she was deserving of Ray J's affection. The only question that lingered in Princess Furious's mind was why Ray J was keeping quiet about this princess's rapid breathing. She couldn't sit around and had to approach him, even though others supported her and were angry that someone would make such a bold assertion. Ray J worked in the music industry and never stopped, and he hardly noticed the passing of time as he sat crouched over his laptop, typing emails, making calls, and keeping his ideas organized. Instead of speaking at first, she threw her phone onto the desk in front of him, the screen flashing Amara's face, as the door to his study opened abruptly and the princess appeared, her countenance a mixture of shock and wrath. Princess was waiting for an answer with her arms crossed, and Ray J's eyes widened as he sensed the tension in the room growing. "Explain to me why Amara La Negra is saying that you are going to marry her, Ray J." Her voice was low and full of seething rage. "Tell me you didn't say anything like that to her." Ray J swallowed and his stomach fell. The last thing he wanted was to hurt Princess, but this was a mess he hadn't anticipated. He glanced at the phone and then back at her, his voice shaky as he tried to say, "No, don't princess me." But she snapped, cutting him off. "Why is she out here saying this? She's not just any woman, she's making claims about my marriage. Are you really going to sit there and let her get away with this?" Ray J's pulse was pounding. He had been so preoccupied with his work and keeping things running smoothly that he had failed to notice the storm that was building beneath the surface of his personal history. "Princess, pay attention to me," he continued, his voice becoming softer as he rose from his desk and moved toward her. "Amara and I have always been friends, so I'm not sure why she's saying these things. But I promise you that nothing is wrong between us." Princess shook her head and narrowed her eyes, recognizing the sincerity in his eyes, but she still felt uneasy. "You're telling me that she's making this whole thing up, and that she's out here saying you're going to marry her for no reason at all?"